Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I have breaking news for you guys around the SEC Ripple lawsuit. The judge has denied the SEC's motion to strike the fair notice defense. This is a huge win for Ripple and XRP holders. I want to break down what the details are, what the folks at Ripple are saying, what are different attorneys saying. This is a big win, my friends, and not just for XRP, but for the entire crypto market. Imagine that all the other projects out there, library and whatever else is in the market, can say, hey, we didn't have a fair notice as well, right? The entire market, because the SEC was nowhere to be found. I want to break it all down for you guys. We're also going to talk about some huge news with the XRP ledger being adopted for issuing of different stable coins. And this is pretty big. And I will be talking about an interview I have coming up with Ripple's Monica Long as well. And we're going to talk about a whole bunch of other bullish crypto news around Goldman Sachs, new venture capital firms that are investing in crypto, Jack Dorsey's Bitcoin wallet, and much more. Before we get to it, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. If you're listening on a podcast site, please give me a 5-star rating. Quick word from our sponsor here, and that is TaxBit. TaxBit is the leading tax service provider in the crypto industry. They make doing your crypto taxes super easy. You simply connect your exchange accounts, it pulls the data in, and then it spits out the forms for you to give to the IRS or to your accountant. I've been using them for years, and I will be using them again this tax season to calculate my crypto gains and losses. So you definitely want to check out this platform. There's a link in the description. Visit that link, check it out, and it's a great service, guys. Now let's look at the crypto market here. Not much happening, my friends. It's kind of boring, to say the least. Bitcoin is just moving sideways at this point, and we are in a holding pattern, just waiting to see what's going to happen. Obviously, we want Bitcoin to break up into the upside and continue a retracement, and then we can expect all season. But like I said, just over the past week, it looks like we're following the same path that we saw last summer of 2021, where Bitcoin was just in a 3-month correction downward trend, and then it found its bottom, and then it started moving upwards. So at this point, it's like just walk away from the charts, don't even look at them, because there's nothing happening. But when we do find the bottom, my friends, then the fireworks will start again. Bitcoin will make its move upwards, altcoins will pump. So we just got to be patient and go through the market cycles, guys. This is part of it, and patience is a big part of investing. Never forget that. All right, let's jump into the big news. This is breaking, my friends. The motion to strike the fair notice defense has been denied, and that is the SEC's respective request to strike that. And this is huge. This is a big part of Ripple's defense because it's essentially outlining the SEC was nowhere to be seen for 8 years until they filed that lawsuit. They did not put out a clear regulatory roadmap for the crypto market. They still haven't, right? Commissioner Hester Peirce has put out the safe harbor, but Gary Gensler, he's been on record saying he hasn't even reviewed it, and they haven't put anything out. They're just doing regulation by enforcement, which is asinine. I think we all know this. So this is a huge win. And here's what Stuart Alderati, general counsel for Ripple, has said about this. He said, today's order makes it clear there's a serious question whether the SEC ever provided Ripple with fair notice that its distributions of XRP since 2013 would ever be prohibited under the securities laws. He continued here saying, good to see the judge rejecting the SEC's attempt to prevent Ripple from pursuing its fair notice defense. It's even more imperative that the sun sets on the SEC's regulation by enforcement approach. Abso-freaking-lutely. Like I said, the regulation by enforcement is asinine. That is not how you regulate a market. You put out clear rules, and you have to provide updated rules. You can't use something from 1930 something for digital assets, which exists on a global decentralized network. It is the word I'm looking for here, I guess, asinine, right? It's pathetic. And that's what the SEC is operating under. Now, it's not entirely on them. I have to make sure I'm clear on that. You guys have seen my interview with former SEC Commissioner Joseph Grunfest, and we talked about this. If you haven't, I'll put a link in the description. It's on Congress as well that they have to work with the SEC to put together some clear regulations that are up to date to 2022 standards. You can't use something from 1930s where they had no concept of Bitcoin and crypto and digital assets and decentralized global networks, right? Of course they didn't. Who and no one, unless they were a time traveler, would have known that. So great win here, great statements by Stuart Alderati. Here's what Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse had to say. He tweeted out, "If you weren't paying attention paying attention then, you should be now." Huge win for Ripple today. So this is great news. He also followed up with that and said, "And while we would have preferred the cases against Chris and me to end now, the SEC must now prove its claims. We are confident that ultimately all of them will be dismissed." Now, context. Gary Gensler, literally, we were talking about it last week. He went on Jon Stewart, and you saw his tone changed, his wording changed. He's like, "Oh, the SEC can take losses from time to time." A big juxtaposition from what he was doing in other interviews before that, right? Coming out strong, like, "Yeah, we're blah, 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 these crypto companies and yada, yada." Now, "Oh, we take losses from time to time." He knows what's coming. And I'm sure he knew about this, that this was going to be coming down because the SEC does not have a strong foot to stand on here because of multiple reasons. One, fair notice, no updated rules and regulation by enforcement, which is asinine. And you have the conflicts of interest as well with the Ethereum free pass, with Bill Hinman and Jay Clayton, the way these things were handled. If they didn't handle it that way, and they did it differently, you could say, there's something else happening here, or the situation may be different. But we know, rotten at its core, corrupt. And they shot themselves in the foot. I think, I guess what they call pride comes before the fall, right? They thought they could get away with this, and they didn't realize that Ripple had the ammo to fight back. And they also didn't realize communities behind different tokens, and the XRP army, the community is pretty large. And with the internet, we can now go back and see what these folks were saying and what they were doing and who they're working with and expose them. And that's what's happening here. So guys, it's a big day, not just for Ripple and XRP, but for the entire market. Every other crypto project is looking at this and saying, "Oh, okay, depending on when their project was launched, they could have the fair notice defense." And even till today, because the SEC has not put out clear regulations saying, "Hey, all crypto companies, all crypto projects, here are the rules." They're still referring to the Howey test, which is ridiculous. And they are obviously not only fighting with Ripple, but they're fighting with Library. And I know they've been trying to go after Terra Luna as well. So this is a huge day, my friends. Attorney John Deaton tweeted out the following: "This with a favorable Judge Netburn ruling on the Hinman speech emails and East Estabrook notes, and huge momentum for Ripple and XRP holders." So this ruling, and if we are to get the favorable Judge Netburn ruling on the Hinman emails and Eastbrook notes, the Estabrook notes, that would be, or is it Eastbrook? I don't know if that's spelled wrong, but anyway, those notes were the ones that were between Brad Garlinghouse and Elad Roisman, Commissioner Roisman. So where essentially Brad is saying, "Hey, they never indicated anything about XRP being a security. We've been talking to them for years." So the SEC not looking good, Gensler not looking good. And here's some big news out of Ripple. Monica Long, who I interviewed this week, and the interview will be live on Monday, she tweeted out USDC, the stablecoin, and USDT, the stablecoin as well, are live on the XRP ledger via GateHub. The two largest ERC20 stablecoins are available on the XRPL DEX for the first time. Opens up a world of possibilities with payments and more. In my interview with her, we talk about this. So you don't want to miss that interview, my friends. Make sure you got the notification bell enabled. and that will be live on Monday. But big things happening, building on the XRP ledger. And some people may say, well, how does this benefit XRP? Network effect, Metcalfe's law, and it's gonna bring value to the network, which will then bring value to the token on the network. Same way, Ether, its value has increased significantly with more people building on the Ethereum network, which is NFTs, stable coins, other cryptos. So I hope you guys understand that the network value grows and the token on it grows as it gets more adoption. So this is pretty significant, and these are huge stable coins. So big time news here. Now, Congressman Warren Davidson, shout out to him. He's the man who put together the Token Taxonomy Act. He's been calling out the SEC and their lack of regulatory clarity. And Jay Clayton, former chairman, of course, the one who filed a lawsuit against Ripple, he went on CNBC this week. And here's what Warren Davidson had to say about it. He said, it's a bleeping shame. So he kind of blanked out the curse words there. So much opportunity was wasted while Clayton served as chairman of the SEC. Congress must act to provide legal clarity for fintech. Absolutely right. And Congress, they're the ones that make the laws, and they got to put Gary Gensler and the SEC in check. The SEC is out of control here. Now, here's an example of that, of being out of control. They have rejected the NDIG Global X Spot Bitcoin ETF. So this is probably what, the sixth spot ETF they've not approved. This is ridiculous and anti-American, because we have countries like Canada and UK and so forth approving spot ETFs. And in my interview with former Commissioner Joseph Grunfest, he's also like, I don't understand why they haven't approved this. If you can approve a futures ETF, you can approve a spot ETF. So you have former SEC officials calling these guys out, right? It's ridiculous, guys. And I know some people, you know, who may be new to the market don't realize what's going on here, but we gotta fight. We gotta email or call your representatives. You have to put out content, whether it be a blog post, video. You got to be tweeting at these folks. Be professional, of course. Be nice. I understand many of us are angry about this, but also maintain a level of professionalism. So once again, the SEC out of control here. This is pathetic. And here's an example of something that I want to share with you guys, because it really calls out Gary Gensler and Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren's been tweeting, oh, you see, crypto is going to be used to help Russia break sanctions and so forth and so forth. And we know that's FUD. Well, look at this. Goldman Sachs is cashing in on the war in Ukraine by selling Russian debt to U.S. hedge funds and using a loophole in the Biden administration sanctions to do it. Now, are they going to get in trouble? Is Gary Gensler going to go after them? Is Elizabeth Warren going to say anything? Of course not. The agenda is to slow down crypto as much as possible so that Goldman Sachs and the legacy, the incumbents, can keep the business as usual, right? They can keep manipulating things in the market. And of course, if they crash the economy, they get bailed out. You and I try to do this, we go to jail. This is pathetic. And the great thing about, why we need to push for crypto and get things in the right position. And the good thing we have the internet, because we can come together and crowdsource. And like I said, our voices can be amplified because of social media, but we can use crypto to bypass all these legacy guys who are now, pretty much manipulating markets. And they have puppets like Gary Gensler and Elizabeth Warren protecting them. So the great thing though about it, guys, you look throughout history, no one can stop disruptive technology. And this is a big disruptive technology, and it's global. And they're not going to be able to stop it. They're going to fight it, and they're fighting hard, but they're not going to be able to stop it. We've seen it many times throughout history. Now, speaking of Goldman Sachs, here's what they're also doing. They're exploring offering Bitcoin and crypto directly to clients. So this is an example of the disruption. They have to capitulate at some level. Now, they're not going all out, right? But they know money is leaving. It's going to other players. It's going to hedge funds and other investment firms and it's not going into their investment products. So this is a good sign, even though they still continue their nonsense with manipulating markets, trying to bypass sanctions and so forth. Here's some big news. Global payments giant Stripe now supports payments in Bitcoin and crypto. This is pretty huge. So Stripe is a global technology company that builds economic infrastructure for the internet. They're pretty big, guys. So the fact that they're integrating crypto, it just shows where we're headed. The dominoes are falling everywhere in every aspect. So very bullish news. Here's an example of adoption. Adam Aron, who's the CEO of AMC Theaters. We talked about this news for months and weeks. In fact, they've officially added the ability to accept cryptocurrencies as payments on their website. They've chosen Dogecoin and Shiba Inu for online payments, and they're doing this through BitPay. While I'm not a fan of meme coins, I don't necessarily care for them. I'm not a hater, and if you are making money off of meme coins, I wish you the best of luck. I just want to give you a warning. Be careful, because meme coins are very risky. Crypto as a whole there's a level of risk, right? Just as there is when it comes to any type of investment. Meme coins are on the riskier side, if that makes sense. But guys, this is adoption, and I can't hate on it. And guess what? It'll start with meme coins. They'll add support for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP eventually, and so forth. So we are moving. Everybody's moving in the same direction, and that is adoption and integration of crypto. Now, look at this. Hack VC hikes fundraising stakes, targets $500 million for a new crypto venture fund. Man, it's like almost every week we're hearing about this fund and that fund and this one popping up, raising hundreds of millions of dollars to invest in crypto. And this is how things have been done for the tech stocks, right? The Twitters, the Facebooks, and so forth. Now that capital, the investment strategies steer towards crypto. It's amazing what is happening. So the latest capital raising efforts comes after the venture firm raised $200 million for an early stage crypto fund last fall. Now, pretty soon, guys, I will be interviewing one of the co-founders of Electric Capital. If you recall, we talked about them raising $1 billion to invest in crypto companies and the tokens. That interview is coming for you guys. You don't want to miss it. But it's amazing. I've said it many times. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to build something in crypto, now's your chance to go knocking at the doors of these VCs and these funds, and you'll get probably, if you have a decent idea, you'll probably get $10 to $15 million, $20 million. And also, it's a great time to come work in the industry. You will most likely get your asking salary or higher, because it is a land grab right now. Everybody's jumping in, trying to get as much of the market share as possible, positioning themselves for the massive growth that's coming, because we haven't hit mainstream adoption yet. That's why all these guys are raising all this capital. It's going to be easy money as this thing goes mainstream. And remember, it's not just a USA thing or a UK thing or Australia thing or whatever. It's a global asset class, and you can be the wealthiest person, a billionaire, trillionaire, whatever, or you could be an average Joe who just puts $100 in Bitcoin, $100 in Ethereum, $100 in XRP, and you're a part of the same asset class. There's no gatekeeper. You don't have to be an accredited investor. Think about it. A global network where money can come in from anywhere. It is unbelievable. It's unlike anything we've seen historically. It's what I know Raoul Pal, macro investor, has given the analogy. It's like Facebook, but for investing. People from all over the globe come onto a network called Facebook, but they don't get any monetary value, right? Facebook gets the monetary value. But now you join a network, like let's say you join the Bitcoin network or the Ethereum network or XRP or whatever, right? And you're part of it, and there's a monetary incentive, guys. It's pretty mind-blowing. Finally, Jack Dorsey, we know he's been working on some big stuff for Bitcoin. His Bitcoin hardware wallet to feature a fingerprint sensor. That's cool. Instead of maybe a pin, or in addition to a pin, you can use your fingerprint. I kind of like the idea, but also I'm like, what are the pitfalls for this? What if somebody steals your, I don't know. I don't want to get graphic or, get morbid here, but it is a very interesting feature. And I think it makes sense. Look, and eventually they're probably going to have retina scans and so forth, right? You're going to get futuristic technology to protect your crypto and your wallets. Pretty amazing how things are moving ahead. Anyway, guys, this is great news around the Ripple lawsuit. I don't care if you hate Ripple or hate XRP. If you're holding Cardano, you're holding Chainlink, you're holding Luna, AVAX, Avalanche, this is good news because Gensler is going to go down the list and come after these folks. But the fair notice defense is not just for Ripple and XRP. It's for the entire crypto market. Huge, huge updates. Makes me very bullish. As I've been saying, I've been on record, Ripple will win this. I think they pay a fine for 2013 to 2015. XRP today is declared non-security. It's relisted. And I hope it aligns with alt season and we see an epic pump and ridiculous price points. Look, I'm here to make money, and I'm sure many of you as well. So that's the outcome I want, guys, and I think we're going to get it, but we got to be patient. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I'll talk to you all later.